The storm rolled in fast, black clouds tearing across the Nevada sky like some furious beast had clawed open the heavens. I was heading home after a long shift at the observatory, my truck rumbling over the rocky back road when I saw the fire streak across the sky. A meteor, I thought at first. But meteors didn't jerk sideways midair and smash into the desert like that. Curiosity drove me off-road, toward the rising smoke. What I found changed everything. The wreckage was not of this world, sleek metal twisted around itself in impossible geometry. And nestled inside the open cockpit, crying softly, was a small child. Her skin shimmered like polished quartz, a subtle lilac hue under the pale moonlight. Two delicate antennae peeked from her silvery hair. Her eyes, wide, glossy, and terrified, locked onto mine. She couldn't speak my language, but I didn't need words. She needed help. I named her Lixie. At first, I told myself I'd report her, let the government deal with it. But then I remembered what happened to anything remotely alien in our history. Quarantine, labs, experiments. I couldn't do that to her. So I took her home. For weeks, I fed her, taught her words, showed her cartoons, and introduced her to Earth's gentler side. She especially loved old Disney movies and strawberry yogurt. And me. I started to love her like she was mine. I worked remotely and kept her indoors. If neighbors asked, I told them she was my niece from overseas. Her disguise, sunglasses, a hoodie, and a scarf worked surprisingly well. By the third month, she called me Dada. Then, one night, the lights returned. Bright blue flares over the forest behind my house. Lixie bolted upright from sleep, antennae twitching wildly. She whispered a word I'd never heard before, Reela. I stepped outside, shielding my eyes as a ship, smaller than the crashed one, descended silently into the clearing. Its hull shimmered, almost organic, and the door hissed open like breath escaping lungs. She emerged. Tall. Regal. Armor made of bone and chrome. Her eyes, the same dark violet as Lixie's, found mine with cold precision. A deep hum radiated from her, not sound, but presence. She looked every bit a queen. Or a weapon. I am Reela, matron of the Ilarii Ascendancy, she said in perfect English, her voice like glass on stone. You have my daughter. Lixie peeked from behind me. Mama, she whispered. Reela's gaze softened for a moment, just a moment, and she knelt, arms outstretched. Lixie ran to her, sobbing. My heart cracked. I did not come to harm you, Reela said that night as we sat across from each other in my kitchen. I tracked her crash signature for months. She escaped while our ship passed the Kuiper Belt. She's uniquely spirited. I laughed bitterly. Yeah, I noticed. She speaks of you often. Of your kindness. Your care. Her gaze lingered on the photos on my fridge, Lixie drawing stick figures of me and her holding hands. She calls you father. She's my daughter, I said without hesitation. Reela nodded slowly. Perhaps, she is. I blinked. I don't understand. In my culture, bond lines are fluid. Not only genetic. She has chosen you. I tried to process that. So what now? You take her and leave. She wants to stay, Reela replied. But she also wants me to stay. On Earth. With you. The next weeks were chaos. We built a life together. Me, Lixie, and Reela. Reela posed as my partner from Europe. She was awkward with human customs. Microwaves confused her, and she disassembled my toaster to study its inner fire, her words. But she learned. Fast. At night, we talked about her world, their values, their wars, the reason she kept Lixie hidden from her enemies. She hadn't meant for Lixie to be raised by a human, but now that it had happened, she believed it was fate. I have seen into your soul, she told me once, her fingers tracing my hand. You saved her not for reward, but for love. That is a rare thing, even among my people. I hadn't expected to fall for her, but I did. And she, in her strange, fierce way, fell for me too. It wasn't easy. There were close calls, a neighbor peeking too long, drones overhead, Lixie nearly showing her antennae at the grocery store. But we adapted. We became a family. Lixie started school under a false identity. She drew alien flowers in crayon and said her mom was a space knight during show and tell. The teacher called me in. I told her my wife was a writer. The truth, though, was we were happy. Until the call came. Reeler's ship, buried deep in the woods, beamed a signal. The Ilarian High Council had found her. They want me back, she said quietly. And Lixie. No, I said. No way. We have a life here. They won't force us. But they've offered sanctuary. A safe place. Not just for us, but for you too. I stared at her. You mean leave Earth? She nodded. You could come with us. It tore me in half. I had built a life here, friends, a job, a house. Earth was home. But as I watched Lixie curl up beside her mother, happy and whole in a way I hadn't seen before, I realized something. Home wasn't dirt and buildings. Home was them. We left Earth on a cold November morning. The ship rose in silence, cloaked from the satellites. Lixie held my hand, eyes bright with excitement. Reela stood beside me, her armor left behind, wearing jeans and one of my flannel shirts. As we broke through the clouds, I looked down at the planet I had once called home, and smiled. Because now, I had something more. A family not born of blood, but of love, of choice, of stars.